When I awoke, my first thought was that I should have brushed my teeth the night before. My mouth was sticky with tar and the filth of sleep. I opened and closed my jaw regretfully, smacking my tongue as I did so. That was when I noticed a bump had formed in the roof of my mouth. I chalked it up to poor dental hygiene and tried to put it from my mind. But, as so often the case when we're trying to ignore something, the bump kept interposing itself on my thoughts. My tongue would touch the welt of its own accord, morbid fascination, overpowering self-control. By nightfall, it had either reduced in size nor become any easier to ignore. So I took a closer look. Shining a flashlight at the mirror, I was able to put a face on the annoyance. It was, as I summarized, a little more than a red bump on the roof of my mouth. It was smaller than I had felt it. It reminded me of nothing so much as a zit. The idea repulsed me, but lacking a better explanation. This is what I regarded as. The damn thing kept me up at night and distracted me during the day, while seeming to grow ever larger. It took a whitish hue and seemed to be filling with some fluid, mucus perhaps? Though I could think of it as only pus. After the third day I had enough. Reaching my fingers into my mouth, I felt around for the bump. It only was slimy and seemed to slide from my probing, but I eventually seized it between the two nails and squeezed until the membrane burst. There was an awful foulness in my mouth, like decay. I spat and rinsed it the best I could. A portion of the blister's contents had stuck to my forefinger, and I saw it was cloudy murky white stained off by a yellow hue, more a gel than liquid. Wiped it off in disgust at what had been pooling in my mouth. Less than a month later, it returned. The same spot had swollen up during the night, and it looked whiter than ever, with bare redness in its inflamed edges. There was no pain, just curious numbness as I disposed of it as I had it been first. Still unable to get the zit past comprehension. I wonder if maybe I wasn't doing myself any harm at all by allowing it to heal on its own. When it returned in a couple of weeks, I resolved just to let it be. I scrubbed my mouth day and night, but the canker grew. My tongue touched it in horrified disgust, but I still restrained myself. When it had nearly tripled in its original size, my resolve crumbled. I got the flashlight once more and yawned wide into the mirror. I found the bump had become a hemisphere nearly an inch long. It was probably pasty white except for where the veins throbbed again across it. The membrane was taut with ooze within at its center. There was a black dot. As I lowered my flashlight, the mirror showed up at me that the dot grew larger and the light receded, and I had to choke back the bile that rose to my lips. I took the sharpest knife and stabbed the eye growing in my mouth, feeling only numbness, staring silently at me first.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.